Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Building Big with City Skylines, episode 56. I'm Enigmus, and today our city is doing not too bad. Not too bad. This isn't going to be a long episode. This is kind of an update episode because building assets takes a little bit of time, and I realized that I was going to have to build another asset for this. And as I'm talking, my entire forestry district is just going away. It's a thing. It's a wave of things that happens. I made a new asset. We had the central asset. We've actually got 3 central assets, which is basically circles with different kind of layouts for the roads in between. Then we have the extension asset, the first one that we made, which is kind of like a half circle or a moon crescent or a smile or a sad face, depending on which direction it's facing. And then I built this new one, which was kind of designed to fit in between these two sort of half crescent moon smile things, whatever you want to call them. And the goal is to get a reasonable amount of density out of them, and we're not talking about, you know, completely optimal, getting every single tile that we can out of the design, but it's certainly not bad. If we take a look from this view, we get quite a bit of zonable land out of the land that we're given to work with. And it does a good job of allowing us to expand in a way that kind of fits reasonably well with the other stuff that's going on. And now we need, the one that I'm talking about that I have to make is one that's going to go kind of like this, and then around, and then like this, and then a little bit of a contour that way, so it matches a little bit closely what's going here and here. And theoretically, if you were to use one of these guys over on this side, you would have that thing going there. So that's basically what I'm going to be working on. That's going to be a little bit tricky, because trying to get things to work like that in a setting where you can't compare them next to one another right away. You have to do the asset and then load into the game and then try it and then go back and tweak it. It takes a bit of time, so that's why we're doing the update, and then we will do the asset. The next episode we'll have that asset, and we'll have both of them available for you to download as well. You can see our trains doing a lot of driving. I don't think they're called that in real life. I don't think they drive in real life. I think they ride the rails or whatever they call it. Sometimes they stop. Sometimes they just go right past us. Sometimes they stop like this guy. They pause for a little while, then they disappear. Sometimes they stop and then they move up, they pull out and they go on wherever they're going to go. The important thing is where are they going and what are they doing and what ends up happening. You can see these trucks. These are full. Whenever you see a truck that's got like a brown sort of thing on the back end, rectangular, that's full. And when they're done being full, then they're empty. And you can see, you just see the framework of the back end of the truck that no longer has goods on it, so it's empty. And then they go back to the train station where they wait to be filled up with goods from the train station. And then they go back out and they deliver them again, even though we've got all this stuff here that theoretically is producing wood that they could be using to build stuff and send it off on its way. Now, you never know. It could be that we're importing metals of some kind to make nails, screws, whatever, or we're importing plastics to go alongside the wooden furniture that we're building. Who knows? It's just a thing that I notice is that we don't usually get too many trucks that start off empty, go pick something up at one of these guys, and then send it back this way to be exported elsewhere, either to other locations in our city or to cities outside of this one. And that's going to be potentially problematic depending on how things go if we're trying to keep our other central main industrial area busy, because right now it's not. It's just sitting there with a bunch of abandoned buildings. Realistically speaking though, I also de-zoned a bunch of the residential that was in here when we added this big zone extension up there and converted it to forestry. So even though it looks like we're still having problems keeping them staffed, which we are to a small extent, we've got about almost double the space that we're working with now. So the industry is actually doing not too badly in this specific isolated district, which is good. We're making progress. We're getting things balanced. You can see, again, it really illustrates how much residential space you need to keep an industrial area going. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy indeed. We come over here to our agriculture area, another area that's doing all right. It's not doing badly. We still have a couple of buildings that are short on workers, And I think they're saying that they don't have the right kinds of workers. The education levels are off. Yeah, they've got 3 highly educated, and they want 16 uneducated workers. So there's a bit of a problem. So they're short of workers, and the workers they have are not of the right kind of education level, which is making them sad a little bit. We've been having this problem ongoing, but before, it would tend to dominate the entire industrial district. The entire industrial district would basically be shut down because all the workers would be the wrong type. Now we've got 1, 2 that I can see easily. I think this is commercial. Let's just take a, yeah, this is commercial over here, and a couple of abandoned residential buildings because of noise pollution, I believe, is what their gripe was, or low land value because of noise pollution. Something. Point being, our industrial area here with the agriculture is doing not too badly at all. But then we come over here, and this is where we're improving, but we're still not producing anywhere near what we would like to see happening out of a general industrial area. I'll go like this just so we can see how everything is zoned. Really not bad. I mean, compared to the last episode where this was basically just all abandoned, there wasn't even a case of, hey, we need workers, or hey, we need goods to manufacture things. It was just all abandoned. Now we're going through those waves where things kind of get abandoned, and then they all pick up for a short while, and then they slowly become abandoned. As you can see now, we always seem to catch it in the waves when they're about to be abandoned. But it's making progress, and that's kind of the key in this whole experience. Is we're not necessarily looking to go from suddenly not working to suddenly working all the time, fixed, never has a problem again. We're looking at how do we make changes in various different parts of the city, these other isolated districts, in a way that impact the other places in a positive way and bring them closer to what we would like to see. And so far, everything points to progress in a positive direction. I guess progress in a positive direction is kind of like a double positive, but you get the idea. It's we're making progress, and it's the kind of progress that we were hoping to see, where the industrial sector slowly picking up, not so worried about employees, not so worried about whether or not they have goods to work with so that they can make the things that they want to make. Once we get all this sorted out, then we can worry about this nonsense over here with all these people, the commercial buildings, saying that they don't have enough customers. I understand, because if you see, again, looking over here, how much space we have for the residential in order to service this little half circle worth of industrial and a little bit of commercial to let them buy their groceries and clothes and stuff like that. And then we come over here and we've got a quarter of the industrial, maybe a little bit more, way more commercial, and hardly any of the residential. We haven't done any expansions on this district at all because the industrial area was suffering so badly. So maybe this will be one of our next projects, is to try and kickstart this and see if we can at least get the commercial people happy that there are customers that are able to shop and buy the goods that they're trying to sell. And then of course we'll have this to expand as well. The train station is going to be in the way a little bit there, but we can expand off here again, and then we can put 2 of the large ones up here. We'll have to buy land over here. We'll put another one here. Lots of room to expand. Lots of positive things happen, even though here we go again with the abandonment wave. And then this part of the city as well is doing not too badly. We still get some commercial buildings that are abandoned because they don't have anything to sell. Not that big of a deal. What we can see here is that we need to empty the landfill because it's kind of full, and we've got 2 here. How are we looking? 83% full. And a landfill site 97% full. We might as well start that emptying now, because 3% isn't going to take long to creep up on us. We got a dead person in this building. Nobody wants to touch it. Other than that, for the amount of buildings here and the amount of things that are actually abandoned, that's not too bad. We could go through here, and I mean, sometimes the fun part, when you realize you didn't have to pay for those buildings to be as big as they are, you just had to put stuff there, and all the stuff that we put there to make them happy and grow up big and tall is still there. So we can bulldoze them, get them out of the way, stop making the people to either side of them look bad, and everyone's happy, and we get to bulldoze great big giant buildings. It's half the fun of the game, I think. It's just bulldozing big things that are no longer performing. This little guy, he's done. See, he's happy. This guy is looking for something to sell with his too bad. He just needed more customers. That's what his gripe was. Well, now he doesn't need any because the bulldozer came, paid him a visit. So that's where we are. Again, forward progress. I'm going to make that other asset. We're going to get both of those assets ready for you guys to download. We'll have those prepared for you for the next episode. And then the next episode, we'll see what we can't do to get our commercial area here a little bit closer to satisfied in terms of the number of people they actually have willing to shop there. Because apparently nobody wants to buy their stuff. If you want to be notified when I add that episode, of course, you can always subscribe to my channel or follow me on social media. Leave your comments and feedback. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.